Hey there, Luminary here, and it is the 18th of February 2012. Gosh, it's been a while. I figured I should put something out, let you guys know what's going on. I am not exactly sure what I'm going to do with the League of Legends series. I did a major overhaul of my system, and I'm getting used to all the new tools, and I'm still getting all the stuff that I used to have. So, what's been going on? Let me think here. I built my i7. It is flipping amazing. Holy shit. 4 cores, hyper-threaded, 8 logical cores. Holy shit. Because I got this production suite, or was planning on it, I went ahead and I bought 16 gigs of RAM, which is definitely overkill for anything that I could ever possibly do. But it works. I'm able to do all kinds of stuff. I bought Adobe CS 5.5, and I bought a few plugins just to mess with it, like Twitch and Pro Scores, Designer FX, and Evolution. So you might see a few things, and of course some custom effects. It's been a rather large learning curve, so what you're seeing here is me figuring out how to operate the goddamn thing. So we're going to stick with a static screen just for this particular video, and I'll start doing some other interesting things. Like I've been messing around with particles and just random things, stuff to have fun with. It's going to be just a bit longer before I can put content out. I have suspended my radio show for now because I can't. I hate to trash talk, but unfortunately, Keon has got to be one of the most. I'm not going to say useless, because when it works, it works. When it doesn't, I want to stab my freaking internet connection. Okay, to broadcast it takes about 26 kilobits per second to send out, which is fine. It is doable. My machine is more than capable. My old machine was more than capable to do it. And unfortunately, I couldn't even send out 23 kilobits per second to keep up with 192 kilobit. It was just ridiculous. I was pissed. I spent the last 3 weeks not able to broadcast because of my internet connection. And what's really screwed up is I called them up and I was like, hey, this shit's bad. Fix it. And they're like, well, go to speedtest.net. So I went to speedtest.net. You know what happened? I must have called it at the right time. It says I was getting exactly what I should be getting. What? Seriously, I think they did that on purpose, because I checked it shortly before I called them and I was getting shit. I think I wasn't even getting a megabit out or a megabit down. And of course I was getting like 10 megabits in. It was retarded. No, wait, out in. Whatever it was definitely lopsided. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so we've got that covered. What's going on? I'm still in school and I'm doing all my courses online, so I spend an insane amount of time in front of my PC, or at least I'm supposed to, assuming I'm not out doing stuff with other folks, being my family. We are moving, so there's been a definite high demand on people lifting heavy stuff, people being me. It is ridiculous. It really is. I can't express to you how much I wish I could just sit in front of my PC and do everything that I need to do and be left the fuck alone. But we'll see what happens. We're moving to a new house. I'll be sharing a room with my brother for a bit until next term, when I go ahead and I get an apartment, and I'm going to drag my brother with me. At least that's the plan. A whole bunch of internal drama that I really don't want to put on YouTube because, well, it's internal drama and I feel that it shouldn't be broadcasted this way. But my brother's cool. He's I'm really proud of him. He's been drug-free for quite some time now, mostly due to the fact that he's broke. But nonetheless, he's drug-free. He's been tolerable. He's been hanging out with me most of the time. Bought a bunch of games, Kingdoms of Amalur, The Darkness 2. I bought Gotham City. I bought Gotham City Imposters. No, Arkham City, that's what it was. And then Gotham City Imposters. I picked up Space Marine. Picked up a bunch of the stuff that I've been wanting to play. And, you know, that brings me to another point. The Let's Plays. The internet is littered with Let's Plays. And I was talking with Enigma from Max Gamer about it. And it's Anybody can play a game. Anybody. But what makes a Let's Play viable for somebody to watch? Take Northern Lion, for example. I sat and watched his The Binding of Isaacs from, I believe, episode 90 to episode 120, I believe. And he really inspired me to do The Binding of Isaac. And it worked out well, and it allowed me to work on my commentary. And I got good feedback from that. By the way, thank you. Thank you, listeners, for giving me that feedback. I really wanted the feedback because I needed to work on it. And the only way to do it is to hear if I suck. And if I do, I just keep working at it. And again, when it comes down to it, it's my channel. I'll do what the fuck I want. Bottom line. But I'm not saying I don't care. It's saying that I'll do what I'm going to do because, you know, I'm not in it for the money, I'm not in it for the glory. I'm in it to have fun. This is my fun time. But, so yeah, might have my little brother in on some of it, so you'll probably be seeing him, or hearing him, I should say. And we'll probably bullshit about video games and what's going on, and I'll probably lead topics. It'll be kind of a mini podcast, maybe 15, 30 minutes of just, you know, what's going on a weekly basis, you know, kind of keep up to the name Luminary Weekly. But Let's Plays, what makes it interesting? Trying to keep fair use. It needs to be either a news broadcast, which is why I have all the press accounts. That way I can use the assets and be okay with it because I'm registered as press with those folks. What else? So that's one way to use it. Of course, commentary and educational uses, that's kind of fuzzy, and especially when it comes to monetizing the videos. So I'm not exactly sure if I should monetize. I probably can. I mean, YouTube has a whole video up on why I can, but it just comes down to I'm going to have to be very informative. Like, if you take a look at Jesse Cox, he doesn't play the game from point A to point B. He picks very specific points and starts and stops. He has a goal. He goes out and he does it and calls it good. And he does all his selling, all his background garbage behind the scenes. He stops fraps. He picks up where he left off. He tells you what he's done. And then he goes on and he comments on everything he sees. Or even total halibut. He doesn't really do Let's Plays, but take his WTFs. They're like mini Let's Plays, first impressions of what's going on, and he calls it like he sees it, and he relates it to what's going on. So he goes off on several mid-range commentary tangents that make sense. And like, if you ever watch his Kingdom of Amalur, WTF is, I believe, he did like a live stream. It was like 6 parts or something. And if you really pay attention, he'll stop and he'll be like, okay, this is what's going on. I don't like this because of this. This is kind of retarded. Blah, 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 blah. And just go on, because that's what he does. He is a cynical person. That's why he's called a cynical Brit. So, yeah, you really have to think that what makes a Let's Play a Let's Play. So I was figuring I could do the Kingdoms of Amalur. And by doing the Kingdoms of Amalur, I'm thinking maybe I'm going to have to be very specific, so we'll see what happens. I'll practice with it. I'll see what I can do with it. Was thinking about picking up Darksiders again. Thinking about it, but League of Legends, I'm not exactly sure what to do with that. I really don't enjoy the game. I wanted to. I got in. It's a fun game if you want to play it silently and repetitively, but to play and try to see what's going on, it's been very difficult. So you might see some more by me, you might not. I don't know. I'm sorry to get your hopes up. I thought it would be a good series, but come to think about it, it drives me nuts. I think, not that it's a bad game. I can't sit still for 45 minutes for one match and not be buggered by anybody else around me because somebody needs something done. So it's not really a viable option for me. And if I did decide to do it, I would never get any sleep. And sleep is kind of important, along with my college workload, which is full-time. I don't know. I guess we'll just see what happens, I suppose. But yeah, again, we'll keep with the static screen for this particular video. I'll keep working and see what I can do with it. It's going to be rather interesting, I think. We'll see what happens. And content's going to be very slow. I'll try to produce something at least once a week, let you know what's going on, how things are coming. I have a whole terabyte hard drive to fill up with nothing but videos. I bought it specifically for this purpose, and it's got a high transfer rate, so it's not bad. Yeah, so yeah, I think that'll do. I'm Luminary, and I'll see you next time.